All right, welcome back to another episode of College Football on a Bridge. Today we're going to talk about Missouri State. Um, we had a really good year last year, 7-6. Made it to a bowl game. However, um, Ryan Beard last year was their head coach. He's now at Coastal Carolina. Their quarterback last year, Jacob Clark, um, is trying to make it onto an NFL team. They lose Shamari Lawrence, 1,000-yard back. So it's a lot of turnover. They bring in Casey Woods, who was OC at SMU last year. They bring in Skylar Locklear and Henry Bellin, quarterbacks from UTEP and Duke, respectively, to kind of compete, see who comes out of that quarterback competition. They have Ramon Green at running back. He was the kind of the backup to Lawrence last year, so some continuity there as far as guys from the team last year. They have James Blackstrain is a receiver there, 6'2". All the receivers actually, their projected starters are all over 6 foot, so they got some decent size at receiver. Defensively, they are bringing back their leading tackler from last year, which is always a good sign. They bring back linebacker Jaron Lloyd, big guy, 6'3", 240. Continuity there as a senior. Maybe a guy that kind of takes leadership on defense. They bring in transfers. They bring in Kellen Lindstrom, defensive end from Tennessee. So you're bringing over some guys who have some Power 4 experience, at least being on the roster around those guys. Maybe that can help. Again, last year went 7-6. It's hard. You're trying to build on that while also completely overhauling. In your first time being a head coach. So I expect, scheduling wise, they got to start at A&M, Texas A&M. They got Lindenwood, they got Marshall, they got at SMU, which is interesting. Little storyline with Woods coming over from SMU. Then they got at Western Kentucky, Kennesaw, at Delaware, Jacksonville State, at FAU. Conference USA has a lot of interesting teams. It's gonna be interesting to see how they all kind of work things out. So a lot of teams that are pretty decent teams and or coming off of last year had pretty decent teams. To see how they go this year, but again, nothing. If they can compete, they can get the quarterback situation and kind of get these things going. I expect them to have a little bit. I don't know necessarily a wins drop off, but a little bit of a drop off. Maybe they drop down to a 5-win or a 5-7, 6-6 season. You expect a little bit of a drop off with a new coaching system and the amount of production they lost last year. But overall, again, it's a workable schedule. So if everything gets clicking, maybe they can repeat what they did last year or improve on it.